Hi guys, it's Wendy with H2O Bungalow. I'm here today to share with you how I'm going to make a rustic headboard out of shiplap. I'm up in the north house. This is one of our guest rooms, and as you can see, this wall is really plain. The headboard will be a bit heavy, so the best thing I can do is going to be mounting it to the wall. I'm going to share with you how I'm making this project. It's pretty budget friendly. As always, you'll be able to find all of my products that I use, any extra tips I share on the blog post. Just go to h2obungalow.com and search Rustic Headboard. I used 11 pieces of 6-inch shiplap for my headboard. The sides were made out of 1x3s and the top was made out of a 1x4. We notched both of the sides out with the table saw to cover the raw edges of the cuts on each side of the headboard. All of the sharp edges were micro beveled, and I gave the rough side of the boards a light sanding with 180 grit sandpaper. I knew I was going to have a challenge getting an even finish because I was using the rough side out of my shiplap on my headboard, so I decided to use my Finish Max Super and about a half a can of Varathane Weather Accelerator, gave everything a light coat and put it aside to dry. While my boards were drying, I assembled my frame. Okay, so now let's talk about the framing and why we did what we did. First thing is, it's best to line up your 2x4s onto studs. Now, because my headboard was going to be centered in not necessarily the center of the room, I needed to find the studs, which I did here, here, and here, and you'll notice this one's a little goofy, but I didn't want to go over any further because of where I'm going to have my bed centered on this wall. So this is not a stud. All of these boards, as you saw in the video, were adhered to with liquid nails and then a few 3-inch nails going down on the studs where the studs were available. Unlike a normal wall that you're installing shiplap, we're going to start at the top. So this very top piece has been leveled. Actually, when you're installing your support beams, make sure that they're very level. So my bubble is perfectly in the center, which makes me really happy. And we are going to start with the top piece. The only thing we've done on this top piece to modify it is to take the table saw and we ripped off the little notch that comes on this end of the shiplap. So the top of the headboard can lay down perfectly flat. So let's get started putting this together and you'll see how I'm going to do it. Put a thin layer of liquid nails on the lip of each board and also make sure you put some on your 2x4 studs as well. Slide each piece of shiplap onto your headboard, push firmly up to get a good seat, and then attach with a brad nail. Always double check to be sure that your boards are lined up evenly on the outer edge. Okay, so note how I'm nailing on these boards. You'll nail the bottom of the top board and the top of the bottom as you add each slat onto the headboard. Add the sides with a little liquid nails and then attach with your brad nailer. At the top the same way, use a tape measure to center and attach with brad nails. So So thanks guys for joining me here today. I hope you like my headboard project as much as I do. I'm real excited. As always, you can find my tips, you can find links to the products I used, and more information on this project in my blog post at h2obungalow.com. Search Rustic Headboard, and while you're there, don't forget to subscribe. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, H2O Bungalow. Thanks for joining again, and we'll see you real soon.